Make it happen. We here. What's popping? You're here with RKTRealestate.com in the building. What's going on, guys? What's good with you, man?
What up?
Good, doing good, man.
That T-shirt, bro. I need that one. I forgot to order that one.
Oh, what, the bitch I love you and God does too?
Yeah, I was telling him earlier. That joint is dope.
BossMaxStreetwear.com. Make sure y'all go over there, man.
Exactly.
Hands in them, man.
Exactly. Nah, this is the stuff right here, man. So today's topic, we talking about what if you die? What is that about? You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What if you die, man? I mean, it's just like the topic says. A lot of times people don't realize that dying, what if you die, is not just about life insurance, just a life policy. That's just the basic common stuff people know about. At the end of the day, no matter if you're 10, 15, 20, 40, or 80, if you die today, like, who has access to your information? Meaning simple things like having a bank account. You're never supposed to have a bank account just in your name. You got to find somebody out there that you at least trust to put their name on the bank account. Why? Because if you were to die and it's just your name on the account and you did not leave special instructions, the bank keeps your money. And if you tried it, that's real life. That's real life.
That's crazy. Yo, wow, you going.
So, and what happens is if you try to get your money out, you'd have to go through lawyers, and the money you pay, you don't know what's going to be in there, and they still can't guarantee you get the money out because you were not established on the account. But for that same example, if you had somebody on the account and that other person lived, then they could get the money out. And, of course, if you trust that person, they'll divvy out the money to who they want to divvy out. But even if it's $20, you get $20. You know what I mean? To go on to the next level after that is just something as simple as your car note. You know what I mean? If you die, who's getting your car? You know what I mean? As many a times, give you a perfect example. Somebody me and Kaylee knew had a car, brother died. He'd be right before the brother died, he gave it to his sister, and then all of a sudden the brother died, and now she had to turn the car back in. But had she attached the name on there or had some type of will in place saying, hey, the car should go to her, she would have been good. And the crazy part about it, it only had about 5 payments left. But at the end of the day, if the bank is not going to transfer it over to your name, what are you going to do? Because the person's dead. You know what I mean? Like the life insurance route. If you die and you got someone in the life insurance and they don't know they're on a policy, all the life insurance is legally required to do is send out a letter to the last known address and the last phone number that you left to somebody. So if one, you don't live at that address no more, or two, you think it's junk mail, or three, they call you and they never get a hold of you, they made their attempt. Now they get to keep your money after a certain point in time. Like, it's so many things. The apartment that you live in, if you die and you on the lease, everybody got to get out. The lease can't be renewed. If you got a house and you die, they will take the house if it's only your name on the house or somebody else's name is not on the deed. Like, it's many levels to the whole situation if you die. If you're about to die and you're in the hospital and no one has the right to tell you what to do or pull a plug, the doctor's gonna pull a plug for you and kill you. So the point is though, like, it's not about just dying, it's not just as simple as life insurance. It affects you in every angle of life. If you die, you don't have the right people around you or people on your documentation of what's going to happen if something happens to me. Random people will be making decisions for you, and random people will be taking your money from you.
That's wild. That's crazy. Because I feel like nobody thinks about that. Because I wasn't even thinking about that. Really? Like, I'm like,
and I think it's natural. Because I mean, when you think about it, we're living. Think about it. People die just like a child is born every day. People die every day.
Right.
Because the person is not close to you, you don't have no attachment. So then there's no real reason to think about the death. You get what I'm saying? But I think every day, because I know every day someone passes away, that's a constant reminder. If you don't have these things in order, like what Rashidi was talking about, get these things in order, because one day you're going to be affected by it. And I think that's, pretty much the key factor here is that one day you will be affected. Your people will be affected, I should say, when you pass away. And you don't want to put them in a position to where you had everything when you were alive, but they have nothing when you're dead. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times, too often, people are put in those positions, and then as a consequence, as the generations go, we're continue to be left with nothing. So then we got to change the trajectory of that moving forward for the next generation. So even to Rashidi's point, we got to make sure that people have wills in place. We got to make sure that people's names outside of just the owner is on on the deed of the home. We got to make sure that the person who's a beneficiary on a life insurance policy knows that they're a beneficiary on a life insurance policy. Because if the people don't know these things, how could they claim it when that time comes? And those are the things that's super important that we're not talking about, that people must do and people must know about. So it's important, man.
Right. Real shit. Real shit. So what is this? ENNZ said, is a video will better than a paper trail? What does that mean?
No, I mean, I get it. I saw that when I was young on TV with video wills. So I mean, video wills, it is a real thing. Not to be funny, it is a real thing. But that's just part of the will where
I was like, he meant a will, like actual will. I thought he was asking, will a video do something? I was confused.
Nah. you see, nah, growing up, we thought it was on commercials though, like, you know what I mean, like a dude, like, you know, old white dude sitting down talking about it. And so then you can add a video to your will. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the extra step. If you have a will that's on paper, the video will is backing up the paper. Like, hey, you know, not to be petty, but you know, when people did it, like, you know, people do it. It's like, hey, Johnny, you're getting the dog. Like, you do it not to be funny, but just to tell people to reiterate what's on paper and have a lasting visual memory of it. So
right.
A will is in place. The video will. The only time a video will is purely a video will is if somebody's on their deathbed and they can't write it down and they have to do it that way. But outside of that, the video will is just a backup to the paper that's already written on paper type of thing.
Right.
And on top of that, you know, how crazy photoshopping is today and how, you know, people could do things with videos. I wouldn't even only want to put it on the video. Oh, like paper is always, you know, a lot more efficient because you have things in writing. That's way more efficient than a video. Do both if need be, but definitely have it on paper.
Mm-hmm. No, that's some real shit, man. And you know, I think it's you know, this whole thing about people not thinking about these things as far as they're dying. Do you think that people kind of just don't care because they're like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna be dead anyway, so y'all gotta deal with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
part of it, yeah, absolutely. I think part of it is that people don't care because of the mindset that they already have. They already have a poor mindset and not thinking for, you know, I forgot the guy who said it, but he was like, you know, poor people are thinking about next Saturday, and rich people are thinking about 3 generations from now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there's some people that don't even think that, to even say that, oh, I made it to live to see 21 is an accomplishment for some people. So for them to think about, oh, you know, the things that we're talking about, it's almost unheard of. They're like, for what? You know, it's unnecessary. But like I said, I think it's the attachment that people would have towards somebody else not being there because it's not they're not close to that person. The death doesn't affect them.
Yeah. And I mean, to piggyback off what Katie said, it's also a combination of a bunch of things. It's a combination of people don't care. It's a combination of a lack of education. It's a combination of lack of knowledge. It's a combination of not understanding the experience. And the truth is that the lack of understanding that at the end of the day, it's not going to happen today. People get caught up in that. It's not happening today, so I have time. People don't realize that we all living on borrowed time. Yes, life expectancy is at 78 years old. But you could be the person that died at 15. You could be the person that died at 5 years old. You don't know when that date is coming. You don't know when death has your number. So it's one of those things where once you become of age, you got to take it serious. And it doesn't affect people till it hits home. That's the reality situation. But, you know, even back to the original point with everything is that, you know, if you don't have things in place when you die, people don't even know how to bury you. Imagine you dying and somebody just cremate you, throw you in a box, and do a little video online. That's how real it is if you don't have that conversation with people around you. When you die, you don't even know what's happening. Everybody around me know I want to be buried like a king. I want a giant funeral. Don't skimp on my money. And then when my insurance policy pay out, I want that $50,000 funeral. Like, you know what I mean? The bells and whistles. Don't just cremate me and throw me away. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how real it is.
The horses, I want the whole 9 yards. Just so y'all know, hold it all.
Come back calling people.
Y'all niggas is crazy. You can't see it.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I still want it. It's all right.
Like my nephew and shit, and my sister, if y'all still alive, save as much money as you can. If you cremate me, and fucking toss me in the bushes or somewhere. I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely not. Not I. Nope.
my greatness will be left in the memories of the people that love me, man. Fuck all that. Don't waste money on me, nigga, please.
Listen.
Nice and do the cheapest. Go down, if it's necessary, or have them chop up my body and send it to Elon Musk so he could do studies on the shit to come up with some new technology.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I ain't gonna see that shit. I ain't gonna see that.
That's crazy.
But what's even crazier, because I think about people who who have children, right? And let's say if something were to happen to them, what they don't realize is that now somebody else. So let's say if a lady, she has 2 kids, right? She has a sister who has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Lady A passes away, right? She has 2 kids. Lady B is still alive, the sister. Now Lady A has to, those kids have to go live with Lady B now. Lady B didn't plan to have 5 children. She only had 3. That was in her plan. It worked out that way for her. Now she has to find money if that lady Lady A didn't have a policy to now find ways to take care of these 2 kids, her niece and nephew, which she don't mind doing. Lady B not gonna mind doing it, but however, that wasn't part of the plan. So then, setting these things up in place, it's like a supplement. It's a replacement. It's an income replacement for when the Lady A or that parent isn't there no more. And that's what people fail to realize. Dying is not about you. It's about the people that's still living. You get what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Yeah, horse and carriage king niggas. Yeah.
Real shit.
Like niggas is like, yo, I want you to videotape my funeral and then mail it to me in heaven. Like, I want to see that shit. Like, nah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Man.
13 leak. Again, I tell you guys this all the time. The word "that" doesn't let us know what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You say, what do you mean by that? What's that? Elaborate.
So give a complete thought. Yo, I gotta tell this to niggas every fucking day on my lives. Niggas be like, yo, that's crazy. What do you mean by that, Miles? And I'm like, that? What are you
doing? Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Nah, but it's important, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, you dying, like Katie even said, it's not about you. It's about the people you leave behind. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't leave them no money, you don't want to leave them a headache, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's the worst feeling where, you die and you a father and you got, 3 kids and you die and then you leave it all on the mother. What happens at that point? If you don't leave them with nothing or a plan in place, like Katie even said, the income is not there to supplement because you didn't get life insurance. So not only does that kid not have a father, but now they don't even have the income. So therefore, that means that kid's gonna get in the wild stuff because the mother's gonna be dating people they shouldn't be dating because they're trying to supplement the income with another man. So they make exceptions to the type of men that they take. All this type of stuff really play a real role at the end of the day. Can't afford to send a kid on trips, can't afford to do this, afford to do that. You know what I mean? On the flip side, if the mother died, you know what I mean? Like, if things ain't in place, you know what I mean? Like, it's even worse because if the mother died and the pops ain't around, all hell break loose. That kid's going to foster care or some abusive family member. Like, so these things is real things where, you got to have things in place for when you die for the people that you do love or you do care for, because it's not a fun thing. You know what I mean? People get slapped at nursing homes, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do nothing. You in jail. Nursing home is jail for old people. If we being honest, it's jail for old people. They tell you when to eat. They tell you when to play. They tell you when you can have fun at recess. They tell you when you can go back in the room. Like, it's straight up jail for old people. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, it's real out here when you don't have things in place. And people who laugh and joke about, oh, they ain't all about money. That's a lie. Because the truth is, I promise you, if you got money, at least enough money to keep the people around you while you live and giving them, your little niece and nephew, $50 here, $100 here, they remember that. Listen, I remember all my aunts that gave me money when I was a kid, and I remember the ones that didn't give me money when I was a kid. If we're being honest, though, the ones that gave us money, they're going to get taken care of the most. You know what I mean? So these things, it's the truth. We don't talk about it, but we know it's the truth, though. Like, Yo,
It's cool.
these things are crucial. Like, you gotta have things in place, because even in that situation, you know what I mean? Like, that aunt says, okay, let me leave my nephews, $100,000. We're gonna make sure you good. We're gonna make sure you okay. If you're not in the best health, we're gonna make sure you okay until that time comes. But that's why you gotta have a succession plan. You got to.
Yeah, hear that, people? So be good to specific family members. So hopefully they could, they could take care of you and shit. Real talk, real.
Yeah.
But and I want y'all to answer his question though. He talking about what do you mean by life is for the death is for the living? What do y'all mean by that?
Yeah, so to go more in depth of the answer is that the people when someone passes away, right? Let's just take a family for example, a mother, father, two kids, right? If, let's say if the father passed away and it's just the mother and the two kids now, that family is going to be affected negative or positively depending on if they put things in place. Now, let's say if they didn't have a life insurance policy or account set up or things like that in order. Now the mother is going to have more than a hard time. Not only is she mourning over her husband, but now she's going to have to raise the children on her own with one income instead of two. And let's say if what if the father was a breadwinner? What if the mother was staying at home? Now she got to go look for a job. So these things happen, but these conversations are not being had enough to like prepare for these times. So then what happens to the mother? Now she got to go look for a job. Now she has to raise the kids on her own without any help because the father was doing everything. He was the breadwinner. He was taking care of the family, holding the house down. And now that family's affected negatively because they didn't have these things in place. So the person who died, the death is, now affecting the living. And that's what people fail to realize. It happens all the time. So that's why we say to make sure that you get these things in place, have these conversations. Even if all the money is not there, that's the reason for life insurance, because no one's going to have $20, $30, $40, $50,000 for when somebody passes away. That's why you pay into a policy every single month. So whenever that time does come, you don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that people just, like I said, put these things in place. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, if something would happen to me tomorrow, who would I want to look after my family?
Yeah.
Who do I trust to look after my family? Back in the days, you had godparents. You don't even have godparents anymore. But that's what the godparents were for. So if something would have happened to the parent, the godparent is supposed to step in and help that child out or that family out. But we don't even have godparents anymore. That's the crazy part.
Hey, that there's actual paperwork for that.
Yeah.
I never knew. I thought that was just some shit people said.
No, that's
no, it's real paperwork for it though. Yeah.
It's real paperwork. Yeah. And I want to answer his questions a little further. Because Leak, you have to understand what these guys are talking about. They're talking about life insurance policies. Okay. This is what RKTRealEstate.com is about. This is what Kayleen and Rashidi do. This is what they do. I have life insurance policies with them personally. Lucario has some policies with them personally. So we have things set up for the future. So when we pass, we have written beneficiaries. So what they mean is that death, meaning in the event of your death, how are the people that are still living who know you, how are they going to be affected? Okay. And they're going to be affected by whatever the paperwork says. So if you have an insurance policy, like for me, for example, anything that I do, everything right now is in my nephew's name. Everything that I do, my nephew is the beneficiary. Okay. Now, if I fuck around and have a kid, then that might change. But as it is right now, everything is in my nephew's name. So that means when I die, hopefully my nephew will still be living. So that's what it means by death is about people still living. Because I don't know if he probably thought niggas was trying to be like super esoterically deep, but no, we're just talking about setting up your family so when you die they can still be taken care of and they don't have to go broke trying to give you a decent funeral. That's what it's all about. Because a lot of times, like even with debt, like you was talking about having a bank account and the bank take your money if you ain't got no instructions, but there's also debt. Like if you owe the IRS, if you got a lien on your accounts, with a house, or you upside down on a loan or some type of mortgage or shit. Even if you own money to a loan shark or some shit, they coming for your family.
Mm-hmm.
All of those entities we just spoke about, they seeking restitution. They're seeking the rest of their money, and so they coming for next of kin. So that's what it means. Death is about people that are still living.
Mm-hmm.
Because after you die, you get to wash your hands. You don't have no responsibilities. But the things that's why they say the sins of the father fall on the son.
Mm.
You understand? So and in this case, it's not just sins, but it's a sin to owe motherfuckers money, right? It's a sin to take out outrageous loans and not pay it back, because now they're gonna be coming for your next of kin. They're gonna be coming for your family, or they're gonna drain all your accounts. So let's just say you got a will. And you got, let's just say, just for example, you got $50,000 somewhere in an account, and you're like, yeah, that's that money. I'm leaving that money for my family. Well, nigga, if you're in debt at the time of your death for $60,000, they're gonna take all of your money and still be asking for your family for the other $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what it means when it says death is about the people still living.
Mm-hmm. Real talk, man. It's funny too, because like, it's hard for, I think, a lot of people to think about this or focus on this, because nobody likes to really think about death a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, or worry about this and stuff too. You see what I mean? But it's like, I feel like this is important to know, because like when Rashidi was like, listen, they'll keep your money. Imagine you've been saving money in the bank, and then you die, and then it's just their shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you could have gave that to anybody in your family that could have really helped them out, and now they can't. You know what I'm saying? I might have to go to the bank tomorrow and see what's popping with that shit. Be like, listen, if I die.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, even spiritually, like when you pass, you're not taking anything with you. Even the body stays on this earth. Everything stays here. So all your possessions stay here. So then who are you going to give it to? Who are you going to pass that down to? Where is it going to go? Right. And if there's no one to claim it, like we just spoke about, possession is 9/10 of the law. Whoever has it is keeping it.
Right. Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So that's how it works. And that's why we want people to have things from the generation before. So that's why it's super important that we get these things in place. That's why we are having an event this Saturday in New York from 4 to 7 on Merrick Boulevard in Queens called Finance and Fun. That we talk about. That's why we talk about these things. And this is the reason why we're going to other cities and states, and we literally going on tour to make sure that we touch, literally every single city and state. Make sure that everybody gets this information. Yeah,
the link is in the chat.
Yes.
And I promise that when y'all come to the event, Rashidi will not be wearing plaid shirts.
That I will not be doing on the event.
No. Oh my God, I can't stand plaid. I'm sorry.
How much is the event?
It's free 95.
Free 95.
Oh, you see, you just fucked their head up. Now they ain't got no fucking excuse. You see that?
Exactly.
Now they got actually they ain't got enough money for the Uber.
Yeah, they ain't got enough money for the Uber.
That's the excuse right there.
And it's free food from 4 to 5. So you come grab a couple wings before while it's going on. Free food and games 4 to 5 to actually get there on time.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's dope. Nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So any last things that people should think about when it comes to this topic about dying? Like, what other things do people need to do to get their shit in order? You know what I'm saying? And all that other good stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say though, like, just think about who would be affected if you ever die. Once you figure that out, then you'll know what you got to do. You know what I mean? If you got a little brother, a little sister, older brother, older sister, if you only got one sibling, if you got a close friend, just think about those people. And if you got anybody that you care about, at least one person, you should be thinking about these things, having someone on your bank account, having a life insurance, putting the beneficiary on there, letting them know they are the beneficiary, all that type of stuff. If you have at least one person. Now, if you feel like you don't have nobody, You still should leave something for somebody that don't got nobody, you know, a charity or whatever the case is, though, because it can still help somebody. So if you don't help nobody in your whole life, at least leave something for somebody that you don't know. That's the way I always look at it.
Okay.
And lastly, I would say, as you going through life, as you thinking about this process, really come up with an answer, because what it will give you is honestly is a peace of mind, because now you don't have to worry anymore at this point. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to get hit by a bus tomorrow, but whenever my time does come, I'm straight. My family good. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good. Trust me. You know, so that it's about the peace of mind at the end of the day.
Right.
And I kind of I liked what you was alluding to just now, Rashid, about, because I'm assuming you could leave instructions for your bank account to be donated to charity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can leave all that type of stuff.
A charity of your own choosing and things like that. So
yeah,
you know, so guys, you know, you can instruct your bank, right? That when upon your death, you can have all of the funds in your account, have that transferred to $ Hashim Smith or $ Miles, just to support the game and to keep things moving, man. Seriously, because you never know. You never know when you might kick the bucket, and we could definitely use the support over here so we could continue spitting the game and helping these young men to understand money, finance, you know, to get them so we can furnish these, you know, free consultations at rktrealestate.com. So make sure you guys go to rktrealestate.com or call 973-420-5028 and you can schedule a free consultation. And the events we putting up are free. You know, that takes money too. And like I said, the link to the event is in the chat. Y'all could go there, copy paste that into your URL and go sign up, and you know, so you can RSVP and get a ticket for the joint. You know what I'm saying? But guys, make sure once again y'all go to rktrealestate.com or call 973-420-5028 and get with these dudes. Get with Rashidi. Get with Kaleem. They know what they're talking about. Look, Kaleem's suit proves that he knows what he's talking about. I mean, I don't know about the plaid button down, but but they say that rich people dress like, you know, they don't really ain't that dressy. So, you know, I'm sure he knows something about money. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, ain't no nigga with swag running around with a plaid shirt just like that. So he's trying to show y'all that he knows how to handle his money. You get what I'm saying? Right. Let me stop. I just be hating on plaid. It's just me. I have an issue. But
it's all good. It's all good.
Is there a dress code to the event?
Nah, man, just, you know.
As you are?
Well, I mean, yeah, as you are for the most part, though. But I mean, it's still a nice little restaurant, so you don't want to just, you know, come crazy. You know, still want to look decent, presentable.
Yeah. At the very least, you know, business casual. You know, at least be clean and don't have any body odor. Because I don't come straight after the gym sweaty, bro. When you tell niggas no dress code, it's like they just want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to show up like fucking bums and shit.
Yeah.
Right. So be careful with that. But you know, but anyway, guys, you know, that has been the Money Game Show. We appreciate y'all for coming through and being in the chat and all that, man. Lucario, take it away.
Yeah, so guys, make sure that you go to rktrealestate.com, rktrealestate.com. Hit up Kaleem and Rashidi so they could get you right with all your finances and all the things that you got to get going out here in these streets. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, man, appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will holler at y'all next week. All right, so we out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. We out.